Hello, everybody. It's Joey. And if you haven't noticed lately, and maybe a couple months back, I really enjoy this web series called Big Top Burger. It's from Worthikids. Check it out. Link description down below. I'm doing a commentary with this as a fan, trying to take another look at it. I've already watched it once, and you probably don't want the first reaction to that because it's literally just me screaming, "Oh my gosh, it's a new episode! It's finally here!" And after a long day of work, this was a joy to see pop up on my news feed. And I'm just like, yes, it's made it all worth it. Worth the wait. And then I watched the episode a second time after that. Um, I was going to record this commentary then, but unfortunately, it didn't go through right. So I'm recording it a third time. Well, watching a third time, recording a second time. Hopefully, it's not going to take as long. Here we go. Oh, if you want to see this episode without my blathering all over it, that's also in the description. That's the first link in the description is the episode itself. If you haven't watched the series before that, it should be either down there or just you can find it through the channel. Through that channel, I should say, not mine. Worthikids, I love their animation styles. I love all the different ways they've done animations for a while, and this is great. This is a great series that has a lot of potential. And even though I got into it only a couple months ago and it's been out for over almost a year, um, I like where this is going. So let's do it. Okay, so we got some shots from so we got shots that are definitely going for okay, not in the food truck, their normal lifestyle. Steve is in the food truck, which is weird to me because in the grease paint episode, when they all cleaned up and they were going home, he left the food truck with them, but I guess he returned? Or it wasn't him? I mean, we already know he's unreliable and sort of supernatural. I don't know. Okay. Um, there are some interesting lyrics in here. I don't know all of them, but I do want to point out a few things. One, I've got friends in low places. This song, as far as I can tell, is from the perspective of Chaser, and I may be mispronouncing names throughout this video. I apologize in advance. The songs from the first season have lyrics that identify with certain characters. Some of them Chaser, some of them Steve, some of them whoever. And I have seen on the Worthikids music channel that has full versions of the songs. By the way, multi-talented guy, not only doing different animation styles, but also writing the music and performing it for these videos. Those lyrics do line up with certain characters and their motives, so kind of giving like an underlying feel, and that's why I like where this is going. I like where this series that has more depth than you would first expect. Also, we see Zomburger in their off time outside of the business. 3 out of 4 of them are just standard people, just working the job. Chaser, just like Steve, has their own thing going on. But he's like wandering down this hallway as we're looking at. I don't know what this is going to lead to, but definitely has a unusual vibe, which I like. So it definitely has a little more breath to it. Some people have already theorized based on the other songs in the first season that there's like this ethereal, supernatural kind of element that, there's some history between Chaser and Steve before the burger businesses, before the food truck businesses. And that Chaser is out to stop Steve like some kind of agent of chaos, trying to put him down or get revenge or something like that. So that's possible, especially given the lyrics. And I like the just fueling that, just adding little tidbits that we can revel on it. And then I do this video.
I've just never heard of something like this before, Steve. It's a food truck? Convention?
FTX. It's a food truck expo, Toby. They're very rare, and this is the first one I've ever been to, so I'm a bit nervous.
As I said before, we already know that Steve is kind of an unreliable narrator, an unreliable character. So, I don't know how much of that information we can trust, how much of that is real, that he's actually nervous because it's his first time, or he's nervous because he's been there before and had bad experience. Although, I don't know why he would still go, unless it's just to keep up the guys of the food truck. We'll see.
Oh, don't be nervous, Steve. I'm sure it'll be great.
I just realized Penny has burger earrings, and that's adorable. That just really speaks more to their character. Billy delivers a great line here.
I hope nobody dies.
Doctor!
Okay, so I will put out this a little bit because I don't think we saw this side of Zomburger's truck before. We saw the other side of it, but on this side, I like this because this is kind of working with the theming, but also working with the motive, where it's bad food sells burgers. You know, the items listed, top to bottom. We have the Zomburger, which is a blue bunned, looks really burnt, charred burger. The second one, Odor. That's it. There's a closer shot later on that I was able to read these through, so I'm making it easy here and just going over them. And you can pause that later to check it out yourself. The third item, Zomburger Plus, with a skull next to it. And it looks literally the same as Zomburger, except that it has cheese. And the burger bun looks a little sloppy. Fourth item, if I remember correctly, it's like something fish. I'm actually trying to read it again here. I might have to come back to that one. But it's some kind of fish. At first glance, I thought it was just a shoe, which I thought would be hilarious. It's like, shoe! Eat it! The third one, or the fifth one, there we go. Old jerky. So, like, already, well overdone jerky. What are we now? 6? Human potion. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but yeah, human potion. And then candles at the bottom. You could just buy candles. Because again, it's part of the theming. You're not just selling the food, you're also selling the souvenirs.
Hey, Doc. Docky, do you see any parking at all?
Nothing yet, Cesare. I'm looking.
I'm coming up with blanks. What, are there no spot? Do you have an app? I swear to God, if I can't get good parking, I will crash this butch mechanism into an embankment wall.
Guys, I think I see some parking over there.
Conrad, that's a hole.
Okay, so it's funny that I think I've read it in the comments after one of the times I watched. It's funny that this is a food truck convention that is exclusively for food trucks to attend. It's not even like a sports event or a public event that food trucks just park up to do their business. This is made only for the food trucks, that they are just convening with each other, no public. That part itself is funny. I also consider it funny that the logo for the expo is a blank slate yellow truck. like bare bones graphic design is my passion kind of feel. Other thing, in this wide shot, we don't see all the food trucks, but we already see a bunch of them and they look standard. And even the people look standard. They don't have any fancy costumes or anything. So this leads me to believe, yes, I figured from the first season we were going to see more food trucks. Whether or not there were going to be rivals, just having them in the same universe, that's fine. The food truck is kind of the go-to thing for the show. And I don't mind that they're not all themed, because it makes our main focus very clear, Big Top Burger, Zomburger, You can focus on them a lot more easily. But on the other hand, I would have liked if I saw a few more. Maybe sometime later. Who knows? But on the other hand, I think it's even funnier that they take the theming so seriously. Those two food trucks specifically taking the theming seriously, where everybody else is just kind of, here's the truck and we'll do our business.
I honestly didn't know there were this many food trucks. In general. What are these guys
Get them fresh. It's just set up a guitar. Get them fresh.
even selling?
It looks like, guitars?
It's not food.
That weak cry. It's not. It's definitely my favorite line from this episode. Okay, so here is the closer shot and taking a better look at all the food items. So as I mentioned, odor, Zomburger Plus, mystery fish. That's the one I was stumbling on before. So I guarantee that's not actually a fish. Or it's a Swedish fish. I don't know. Given these guys' reputation.
Boss, have you been to one of these things before? No, Conrad. I'm a virgin around here. I'm sure my reputation precedes me, however.
I rely on that line. That he's never been here before, but people might know of him. Like, if we already have two, I'm going to call them powers, two powers that are working under the guise of food trucks, Steve and Cesare, it's potentially likely there are going to be others, whether or not with a theme.
Hey, what's up? I'm Cesare from Zomburger. I've got the nasty food, untouched and it's low quality. You're not gonna find worse food, I promise you that. Coast to coast, it's the worst stuff. Cesare's got the bad food.
So this is definitely a fun gag that it just changes art style for a few seconds. This is as much information we're gonna get from this little side gag thing. Call 555-BERG, one-time offer, and then what looks like a deep fried, no pun intended, deep fried image from like a McDonald's ad. I don't know if it was McDonald's specifically or Burger King or whatever, but it looks like it was just cropped out from an existing food advertisement. And then Cesare in 3D animation. I'm telling you, Worthikids, I love all the different animation styles that he puts through. And this is cool. They decided to make a 3D model here. So that's awesome on its own.
Oh yeah, they definitely know me, Conrad.
Hey guys, I'm Mr. Food Truck.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me that an expo has a mascot. The fact that it's a private expo, has a food truck as a mascot, it just looks like it's from Cars. It's fun. It's great. I totally could see this being a plush.
Mascot here at FTX. What truck are you got?
Okay, I have to point it out. I know it was just there for a split second, but you can pause it. You can rewind and pause it. Shrek was in the background. We're not going to ignore that. Shrek was in the background. I'm not saying Shrek is a pivotal part of this whole universe, but that's someone else that's in some sort of costume or non-traditional in this expo. Maybe there's another themed food truck. Maybe there's a swamp themed food truck with Shrek. I'm excited.
Guys with?
We sell rocks.
Hey!
We sell rocks. Okay. I could recall that, I mean, it's funny just of him stumbling on its own merit. I recall in the first episode, he says he's making cupcakes for his daughter's bake sale when he steals the grill. And they're just rocks in the tray. It got pointed out in the comments section that Jason and Friends, one of the other Worthikids animations, that also references several animations that they have done, has Steve in the convenience store with a sign saying rocks. That's cool. I don't know if it's supposed to be in the same universe. I just figured that's a cool Easter egg.
we're the crew over at Big Top Burger.
Oh yeah, Big Top with the makeup and stuff. You guys in that other truck have such wild gimmicks.
What other truck? Boss.
That's great. Again, leads back to what I said before. A lot of them, standard food truck fare. Not going for a big theme. But Steve already knows. He's like, something's wrong. I can feel it. And of course...
You gotta try this falafel. It's pretty bad.
Cool, I don't eat food!
Right.
Doctor, collect some samples. We need some more bad food ideas.
I'm well ahead of you, sir.
Whoa!
That by itself is important. Cesare doesn't eat food. I'm, again, going to take that at face value. That is true. I could definitely see that playing in, again, with the theory I mentioned earlier. If there's some supernatural-ness, that could be the case. Also, right behind Billy, Shrek appears again. Just saying.
Tim, do most food trucks not have you wear makeup?
Not in the least. It's just a Steve thing. Come to think of it, Billy, I'm not sure I've ever seen Steve without his makeup.
I like to think that Steve didn't, like, jump and climb his way on top of the food truck. I imagine he just popped on there from the ground, because he's already done that in other episodes. In front of other people, by the way. And that comment about never not wearing the makeup, that's also from Grease Paint, because that's almost a surprise that he doesn't take the makeup off like everybody else does.
Maybe he's got bad skin.
Boss, can I take the contacts out? My eyes are itchy. Conrad, don't touch those contacts. You have to look dead. You have to look fresh out of the morgue.
Cesare, we're not even interfacing with the public. Surely we can let our costumes slack a little.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good idea. You got...
This is a great moment right there. He's like, yeah, sure. Smacks his head into a window. Again, important little point there. Cesare is worried about the looks more than the food. He is trying to keep up the guise of the food truck and the zombie aesthetic. Why? He's either a zombie himself or some inhuman undead creature. He can't take off the makeup because he doesn't have it.
Eyes don't look as weird as me. Then I am going to stick out like a horseshoe crab in a freshwater environment.
And this is literally just a Photoshop. It's just a simple gag, just right there. But that's to his credit. Yeah, of course he's gonna stick out because not everybody looks like that.
Are you trying to blow my cover?
Cover? What cover?
There you go.
You guys have so many questions. I'm just trying to run the nation's worst zombie-themed food truck, and you guys have to hike up my jeans looking for loose lint.
Doesn't really hold as much a candle as a banana cage, but I'll give it credit. There's still something to it. And that's it. That's the episode. I really hope this continues to a second episode. The credits don't really offer anything too much unless you remember the credits from the first season. I will give it credit. No pun intended. We see it go from the bubbly background to the more bloody background, which leads more into the Zomburger aesthetic. We see Cesare with the Big Top Burger logo. And the credits are scrolling up instead of scrolling down. So it's kind of like the reverse, or inverse from the first season, and also from, Big Top Burger, the business. And then it just ends with the fangs, and I'm not caring about Charmin. I, of course, am gonna watch this again and again and again. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that this is here. I don't know how long it's gonna take for the next episode, but I'm still happy with what little we get over time, and just relishing in it. I've enjoyed other people's fan art. that's already come out before this. I'd love to put something together myself, even though I'm not going to capture the exact aesthetic of it, because it's like, it looks hand-drawn, but it still has a 3D element to it, which is really interesting. Something that I basically consider signature of Worthikids. Even though he does several animation styles, he's done several of these in a similar style. I like it. I really like it a lot. And I really like the story elements that are peeking through the cracks. Dude, it's so good! Thank you all for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And, Big Top Iceberger, when? I literally just came up with that now. I thought of Big Top Burger Iceberg explained, but I literally just came up with Big Top Iceberger right now. Oh, I love this. Oh, so much fun.